Okay. Back for more Galaxy Adventures. Been a couple of seconds since we recorded the last episode, but in the meantime, Aiden has gotten some microphone upgrades over on her end.
Yes.
So we should have some should have a bit of an audio quality improvement over there on that end for future videos featuring her. Aiden, why don't you let people hear some more of your high quality voice while we're getting into this next level here?
My dulcet tones on my new professional microphone instead of just my headset.
Unless, of course, we're gonna find out when I'm editing this that there was some horrible problem that we hadn't diagnosed yet, and we're gonna look really stupid. But whatever.
Oh yeah.
I mentioned this during the last recording, just when we were watching it, and then when I was shooting this, I made sure to look at it. That the planet below this kind of looks like it's made out of water with the way that it's reflecting that nebula. So I was kind of turning the room around a little bit to get a better look at it because I hadn't really stopped to because you can really manipulate the camera in here, which you don't need to do because you can see everything, but you can spin it all around.
But it's interesting that you can. I kind of like it.
Ooh, hold on. My phone's making noises at me, sorry.
Well, make it not.
I stopped it for good. I was like, that sounds strangely loud. That's not coming from the game. Anyway. Yeah, so we unlocked the first of the, like, quotation marks, boss levels, because I think all the galaxies have one Bowser base or boss, whatever, level, though this one, I don't think Bowser doesn't even show up in this one. It's just Bowser Jr., like it says. Bowser Jr.'s robot reactor on Mega Leg's moon. Mega Leg is bigger than the moon that he's hanging out on. I think that would throw the gravity out of whack a little bit.
You would think. But, you know.
There's also a black hole inside of this small planet, and nothing really seems to care too much about it, so I don't want to sound like we shouldn't be complaining too much about the rules in a Mario game. Regardless, anyway, this time around I don't think I had any Wii Remote problems or anything else. I think it mostly just ran smoothly, so we're just gonna hang out, check out a little bit more of this game for a little while longer. I hope that people are enjoying this series so far. I think as of time of this recording, only the first part has come out. Though I have to admit, it's been a while since I've recorded anything where any part of it had already come out. Because for the most part lately, we've finished everything before any of it actually released. By a wide margin. Kingdom Hearts 3 was done, like, 10 months before Part 1 was released. Sonic was done a couple of months before Part 1 was released. At time of video's release, possibly no longer Mystery LP is finished filming, but episode 1 won't be out by the time this releases yet. I'm not gonna say it just in case I haven't announced it yet.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it'll be announced by the time this video comes out, though.
I don't know why I said whatever. That was the intended action, was to...
Aiden, how are you doing today? We're on a tiny bit of a time crunch with this video, but that's okay. What? Alright, sorry folks, we're correcting difficulties, or anticipating them at least, live.
Yes.
Whatever.
Oh boy, that is a big boy.
It doesn't make any sense.
No,
what a
where was he hiding?
Maybe it's for anti-air, like this moon plot. Maybe, because like, I don't know how, it doesn't even seem to be that good at fighting things that are on this moon. So maybe it's actually a defense platform for the planet down below.
Maybe?
I love that if you're playing this game at any kind of decent speed, those bullet bills are not a threat because you'll get past them before they can even leave the guns.
Before they even fire, yeah.
It's a game for children. It's no big deal.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it really doesn't want me to get to that Grand Star. But you can jump inside.
Did you literally just jump over it?
Yeah, there's another gate, so it doesn't really matter. It makes it easier to get the bullet bills to come and blow up the gate. But whatever. Because I think that I tried to juke him here and it did not really work for me. So it's easier if you can get over it and also get them to catch on to you. But I don't have quite that level of skill because I haven't played. I shouldn't say because I haven't played this game in years. It's entirely possible that I never had that level of skill. I don't remember how good I ever was or wasn't at this game. I think, though, yeah, I just got him to... Maybe you're not even supposed to blow up the grate. Maybe you're just supposed to take them straight to the Grand Star, and I just did the way it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
I have no idea. And now this moon is going to be very lonely for the next couple of centuries. Possibly for forever and ever and ever.
I mean, in theory, that's how it always was before assholes came in.
It looks like it's built, though. It doesn't look like it's a natural rock formation, so maybe maybe it was a platform built specifically for that robot to hang out on. Who knows? Whatever. We got another Grand Star to add to the Grand Collective.
Yes. The collective consciousness of things we're using for power.
What other, out of curiosity, Aiden, what other Mario games have you actually, like, played extensively? I know that you've sampled other stuff. I know you played some of the Mario Karts. We played Nintendo Land together. We played, I'm just curious what other ones, because we mentioned this one and the original Paper Mario. Were there any other Mario games that you ever actually, like, owned and played consistently?
So I have, I think, like, Super Mario Party right now that I've played a good deal. I had one for the Game Boy that was like the Raccoon Mario.
That would be Super Mario Brothers 3 originally for the NES, but it was they ported, they kind of like fixed up the graphics, and I shouldn't say fixed up, modernized the graphics and ported 2 and 3 to Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, and then there was, I feel like I've played at least one more.
They call it the Beacon because it attracts the souls of stars from all over the galaxy.
A little star power will be restored, and the beacon will grow.
Wait, when we get Grand Star, a little bit of star power?
Yep,
so what are
just a little.
What are the normal stars for then?
Decoration.
I just like the number to be big, okay?
Fly to the center of the universe.
Mario, I just like the number to be big. Don't question me. I'm at least 100 years old. Leave me alone. Oh, power is on in a new dome, I say. In this platforming game, go over there and use that teleportation pad to get over to the thing you've already jumped to. I will say that's one, as much as I was talking about, I like the Comet Observatory Hub. It's a little bit lame that there's very little platforming to do here. There's not really a lot of stuff there's some stuff, but there's not. I wish there was cooler stuff you could get to by doing cool jumps and tricks and stuff, and instead they give you a bunch of teleportation pads to get around for free. If you forget the location of a dome, I'm gonna be pretty concerned. I'm gonna have to talk to a doctor, not to you, about where the dome is.
For real.
Not a lot going on in this place. I think I can find my way around.
Yeah, it's very much not a labyrinth. Oh, speaking of labyrinths, I'm gonna tell on myself a little bit for being a baby. I started watching She-Ra on Netflix.
I thought you were about to say something about David Bowie's Labyrinth, and you're gonna tell me about some part that still freaked you out as an adult or something. I was gonna make fun of you a little bit, but I'm gonna let you finish your thought before I make fun of you.
No, I love Labyrinth. There is not a single part of it that freaks me out. You know what? I am not that big of a baby.
I don't know. I'd never heard you talk about it. It was just my theorization. Go ahead.
No, I love Labyrinth. But anyway, I just made it to the episode, I'm not very far in, where they go to like one of the princess's place and her castle is a labyrinth. And she usually has like an electronic map to guide herself around, and now all of her things are not functioning. And she literally doesn't even know how to get around her own castle. And I feel like that is me. I have no sense of direction at all. Just like, speaking of labyrinths and things.
I had some discussions with a friend of mine recently about sense of direction, because I never really thought about having a good one or a bad one, but I guess I have a pretty decent one from interactions that I've had with people recently, and I've like realized that like how bad it can be, I guess, for some people. It's very hard for me to get lost. I don't know. I just usually have a pretty good sense of cardinal directions and where I came from and how to get back there.
I mean, mine's definitely gotten a lot better. but it's still not great. It's definitely still not great.
So this room is it's just called the fountain room, right? It wasn't like called a bathhouse or anything, because it like...
That's exactly what it looks like, though. It's like a bathhouse.
Because it feels like it's not quite fancy enough to be like, to justify just being, you know, this cool looking fountain room. It looks nice, don't get me wrong, and the sound of running water is soothing and whatnot, but it's like, if this room is primarily for the function of sitting in a cool little room with running water, then maybe put like some cushions on the ground or a chair, because that hard stone isn't doing anybody's favors.
Running water. There's like two, quote unquote,
there's two little things. That's all there is.
Like I
feel like you could have, I don't know, you could have tried a little bit harder.
Yeah. It definitely looks more like a bathhouse than a fountain room. But I mean, to each their own, I guess. Space junk. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's space junk.
Yeah, no, it's pretty much just what it says on the tin there.
Yep. I didn't know what to expect. I was thinking like...
Yes!
Landfill is the word I'm looking for, like where there's just literally like trash everywhere. But
yeah.
I guess that this is also space junk and is less.
This is essentially a landfill. It's just not consolidated because it's space and the stuff drifts around.
Yeah.
There's just a bunch of crap floating around. It's obviously redundant to say that the music in this game is good, but the music in this level is quite nice.
I do like it a lot. So is this another one that like when we come back, there'll be more levels, or not levels, layers?
Oh, the music on it? No, I don't, most of the actual levels in this game don't really have super duper adaptive music. We will hear whatchamacallit, what's the word that I'm looking for here? There is a level that we're going to come to later that does have adaptive music, but not in that the layers really changed, it's just that the tempo changes. Though we actually just heard a minute ago, you wouldn't know because it's been a while since the last episode, but the music on the Comet Observatory did change when we got that Grand Star. And I think within the course of the videos that I've recorded, we will get at least one more Grand Star, so we'll hear it change one more time.
Okay, cool.
Now, there's also like situational changes to the music, but I don't think that this level is one, like, I don't think that they change like just from coming back. Maybe if there's like a different level that's a boss level or whatever, the music will be different, but.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The only level
I'm just curious.
The only level I can think of that just changes as the game goes on is Comet Observatory. That just gets more complicated as it goes on and adds more layers in as more of the station comes alive, and there's also just more Luma. I guess I can't call it foot traffic since they don't have feet. They don't float around. They float around. Yeah. There's not only as you unlock more parts of the station, are there just more places you can go, but there's also literally just more Lumas flying around doing idle animations and making the place look busy, which is about all they're doing. They're just looking busy. Yeah. They're not helping. There's the one Luma that's helping me spin around, and nobody else felt fit to contribute, I guess.
These are jumpy boys.
I can jump better than they can, though.
I don't like them. What? How
do you feel about spiders in general, Aiden?
I am not a fan.
I don't think anybody's a huge fan, but you're not like...
It depends on their proximity to me. If they're on me when I first notice them, it's a big problem.
I just meant 'cause some people are like, you know, really, really, you know, just freaked out by. It doesn't matter. I was gonna get into. No, I'm not gonna get into that. I was gonna talk about somebody else that I know, but I'm not gonna do that. I've never really had a big problem with spiders or anything like that, and I know some people who really do. So I was just wondering, where'd my glass? I noticed when I broke that guy out that he did not have his glasses, and I thought for a second that it wasn't the right blue toad, but then it was part of the brigade. Also, I just want to point out that all of his men were frozen inside those crystals, and Captain Toad was on the ship watching and did nothing.
Wow.
I guess he just
Captain, how could you?
He waited for Mario to come by. I guess he delegated, right? That's what good leaders do. They delegate roles.
Ta-da! I saved the day by being a big coward.
didn't want to go down there and mess with them spiders. He
guess
has
not.
arachnophobia.
Yeah, that's what it
There
is.
we
Yeah,
go.
that's who in this conversation. Yeah, exactly. Now we've figured it out. You got a shortcut on top of the Starshroom. Thank you. We can get a little bit of a look at the inside. The interior's not super duper impressive. It's just a table with some chairs around it, but you can see a little bit inside of it here. But I guess I went AFK for a second and got distracted from what I was doing. So I apologize, folks. This is something that I probably would have noticed in editing and removed it, but I guess I was a little bit hasty with the edit on this one. My bad.
Oh, you can't. Oh, even the little table and chairs look like
Yeah,
tiny
they look
little
a
mushrooms.
little mushroomy, exactly.
I love it. But as long as I can take off like a shoe and kill a spider, like it's fine. But if there's like a psychology experiment that I've talked about like in classes a couple times, where like if you can't do anything about a threat, the threat seems closer. So they've done like experiments where like they have someone like sit in a chair but give them like a rolled up newspaper or something and then show them like an image of a spider, and it seems further away than if they're sitting in the chair and are told you can't move, you don't have any sort of killing device. Then the spider seems a lot closer than it is. And that's basically the same for me. Like if I can't do anything about the spider, then it's substantially more of a problem than if I can just like, oh, okay, spider, whack, it's dead now.
I just try my best to be ready for any and all happenstance, and then nothing. I'm freaked out in advance about things that have never and will never happen. Have never happened and will never happen, at least not to me. But I'm prepared for them, so when they happen, I won't be freaked out anymore.
I took my like art supplies to the art class I have at the moment that I had yesterday, and he was like, oh, you didn't need those today, and I was like, well, I just try my best to be prepared.
But if I hadn't needed them today, then I would have been. In this circumstance, nothing has gone wrong. In the other circumstance, we got a big problem.
Yeah, because he sent the materials list out in advance, so I assumed that meant show up with your stuff first day. But guess not.
You know what they say about assuming? It makes an extremely prepared person out of you and nobody else. So shut the hell up and get out of my face.
I was just like, it meant that I got to leave my stuff in the classroom and now I never have to carry it back again because I have my own little cubby with my stuff already in it and I never have to worry about it again. Rolling Green Galaxy.
So this is another Wii motion control gimmick level. This one I was talking about that does have adaptive music. Here the music kind of adapts to the tempo of what is happening. Was I having Wii remote problems? What happened here? We may have to cut around this. What's going on? I may have to cut around here. Nope, we're good. It's fine. This is... I'm showing my... I made notes along the way of like what I needed to go back and edit, and I guess I forgot about those two little AFK moments. So sorry about that, folks. This place has slightly... This place has slightly adaptive music as it goes on here. A lot of people absolutely hate this part of the game. This is emblematic of a lot of bad motion control garbage, but whatever. Hey now, if you're thinking about rolling that ball away, you better listen to old Bill Board here.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, whatever you say. I don't know why you're talking if there's stuff written on you, but that's fine, I suppose. Jump on that ball. All right, you're on. Now hold the Wii remote straight up. That's it, straight up, and then that's what we call the basic position. From the basic position, tilt it to move the ball in the direction, then press A to jump. Woohoo, great, awesome. Free me.
Smoosh it.
Yeah, that's it's better to learn by doing it yourself, they say. Whatever you say. So yeah, depending on how fast you're going the music in this level, changes the tempo slightly. Now, smooshing things is not necessarily always a good idea, because when you smoosh things on the ball, you get launched into the air, and it's an easy way to kill yourself.
Ah, okay, yeah, I see that now.
Anyway,
this is interesting, the music, but I kind of hear it a little bit what you were talking about. So originally, when you were like kind of going past the going past the level, like flying to it, I was like, oh, that looks kind of like a putt-putt course. And I think this is the
name of the level was Rolling Green Galaxy or something like that.
Yeah. So it makes kind of sense, but I also kind of like hate it. Like I would definitely like watching it. It's cool, but I would definitely hate trying to play it.
Oh, I knew that this. The combination of the music and the limited control. You got stressed out watching normal Mario Galaxy gameplay last time. I was like, she's not gonna get a kick out of this one. I don't think.
Oh god. Okay.
No, see, it's totally fine. Don't worry about it. I got it.
Jesus.
Don't worry about it. See, it's fine.
Oh my god, I can't believe.
I'm just gonna pick up some of these.
And that's where you go off. Oh my gosh.
Had to get the star bits, okay? It was important. Billboard, see, look, I can't even. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm talking to Billboard. What's that? You want to hear about how to roll the ball again? No.
No.
Get out of here. Bye. All right then. Off with you.
Oh goodness.
Music has some good comedic timing though. When you do stuff like that, you just slam directly into a wall or whatever. Anyway, I was thinking the other day about like how this is more just me lamenting the death of Paper Mario again and the death of interesting characters and settings in Mario games beyond pure aesthetics. But I was just thinking about how neat it would be if there had been like a Paper Mario game set in outer space or something like that, where you were jumping around between tons of different planets and meeting all the different like the both the existing roster of there we go again. See, I thought to myself, I'll smush that Goomba and then I'll jump, but I smushed the Goomba and it jumped for me. Because when you smush Goombas, you jump. But you're just thinking about the settings and roster of characters that are interesting. Not that there's a ton of new weirdos in this, but there's a couple of alien life forms. I don't think the penguins were. No, I'm saying. Of course, I don't think the penguins were new. The penguins were not new, but previously they've always been featured in like snow environments, not in not like in tropical hangout environments, which is a little bit of a shake-up from how they're usually depicted. So there's at least that going for them to make them interesting. I always just find it interesting when brands decide that, like, okay, you know, we experimented and we made up new stuff during this period of time, but once we got to here, we were no longer allowed to have new things, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Because it's not like they made one entry and then that was it and nothing ever got added forever, because, like, there was the original Super Mario Brothers, and then Super Mario Brothers 2 in America wasn't even a real Mario game. I don't know how much you know about this since you're not a big gamer historian, but the version, basically Mario 2 as released in the was too hard for dumb American gamers like me.
Yep.
Basically the original version of Super Mario Brothers 2 was kind of not, I wouldn't even just say it was a hard game, it was kind of a troll game. It was a game designed by malicious assholes who just wanted to watch the world burn, who put in, like, in an NES game where the color palette isn't even that rich anyway, they put in a poison mushroom that looks almost exactly the same as the normal mushroom and it'll just kill you. They put in numerous literal leaps of faith and places where you have to find invisible blocks to get across gaps, all kinds of stupid stuff. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
At this point, I decided I was done picking up coins and one-ups and trying to be a cool dude, and I was just gonna finish the level and live and move on, because we were wasting time too long.
Okay.
But anyway, basically, the Nintendo did not have confidence that stupid American gamers would be able to beat the game, which is probably not fair. So they just took some other platformer that existed and they did a palette swap and they stuck Mario characters into it as playable characters.
Oh, wow.
And slightly modified a lot of the other assets that were in the game. Wind power. What is that wind turbine even powering? There was nothing here that took energy.
It's
Whatever.
just collecting it for later.
But a lot of the enemies that appeared in Super Mario Brothers 2, the US version, were like Birdo and Shy Guys and a bunch of other stuff that went on to be mainstays of the series, and they were like essentially these fake things that weren't even in that game didn't release in Japan for a long time, as far as I understand it. At least not the version with the Mario like palette swap stuff, right? It did release in Japan way later as part of a kind of anniversary collection with a bunch of games. But for ages, that was the United States exclusive version of Mario 2. And then Mario 3 introduced the Koopalings, a bunch of other new enemies. Super Mario World introduced new stuff. Super Mario 64 introduced a couple of new things. And then from there, it's been like there'll be one or two new things every now and then. Like Sunshine had the Piantas, who were the kind of laid-back guys who all live on the tropical island. This game introduces the little alien Goombas that are in a couple of levels, and also, I suppose, the Lumas.
I know we've talked about the Lumas in other videos, but I just like the Lumas.
Oh yeah, they're really cute. They're nice. They're as far as mascot characters go, they're cute. They don't feel completely out of place. They kind of fit with the vibe of the game, with the setting.
Yeah.
It makes sense to have something populating that space. They feel nice. But for the most part, it feels like whenever they introduce new characters, it's always because of exclusively like what we need. We need it because of either the setting with the Piantas, like we need somebody who's living on this tropical island,
right? Yeah.
Or with like the Lumas, or like with Cappy from Mario Odyssey, we need a character to represent the mechanics of the game or whatever. So I don't know. It's just interesting to me when companies decide, okay, this is the point where now everything is sacred and we don't add anything else.
Yeah.
Again, I've been thinking a lot about the Paper Mario series lately, so it's just top of mind because the first game that you've played, but especially the second game.
Oh, what are those?
They're little spinner doodads. When if they hit you, they make you spin. But we'll see more of them in a little bit. I kind of avoided them just now. These are the advantages of not recording these things live. I could have opted to get hit by them so you could get a sense, but we'll see some more of them later. Don't worry. I think this level has slightly adapted music there. I think it picks up when you get closer to and further from the base here in the Battle Rock Galaxy or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that's what it was called. Uh-oh. Oh, did that cue all the firing, or was that just...
Yeah, that cued the firing. When we screwed that in, that turned on the power to this platform and started pushing us in, and then all these obstacles turned themselves on, because now that's what we're going to be dealing with here.
I honestly didn't even notice that the thing was moving, not even gonna lie.
That's okay. You were more concerned with the heavy weapons systems, which is reasonable.
The little things that it's shooting remind me of like the hesitant to really even call it an arcade game, but there's I don't even remember where I've played it, honestly, but there's like a game where you're catching like little balls that are supposed to look like bees. They remind me of those.
Can't help you with that one. I'm trying, but my brain's trying to work that one over, but I can't identify anything like that.
I don't know. I went to a lot of like arcade-esque places when I was young, and honestly continue to, because they're just good time killers if you need those.
Enjoyable. I've never set foot in a Dave & Buster's. That's what they're called, right?
Dave & Buster's.
Yeah, I've never been in one of those before. I've been to a handful of arcade type things, which many of them closed down now, obviously. But and I played a lot. I guess I played a lot of arcade games, but I've never been to nowadays the more dedicated amusement spaces for that. I've only been to a handful of those in my time personally. So there's we only need to break the one gate to get to the star, but there's a bunch of other garbage here, and I am going to waste my time with more of it than I should. Anyway, sorry, what were you about to say?
We have been to several Dave & Buster's just because that is something that the boyfriend enjoys. Oop, there you go. Almost.
I think you have to spin to get to this one. Yeah.
I don't remember where I was going with that. We've been to several.
It's fine.
I went to one, long enough to have recovered, but not have to been, strong after tearing my ACL, and decided it was a great idea to try and do the, I mean, it wasn't like the branded, like, Dance Dance Revolution or whatever, but it was the same thing.
One of
where
those.
You're like, yeah.
Oh, Aiden.
Yeah.
Why do you make these stupid decisions?
Because it's fun.
Whatever you say. That's fine, I guess.
Yep. So, I didn't hurt myself, thankfully.
I guess on the reverse end of the spectrum, when I got stress fractures, I more or less just didn't run for a couple of years, so...
Yeah.
I guess there are two different ways that you can go wrong with these sorts of things.
There you go.
I know. Stop, cutscene. Just let me pick it up. I'm well aware that I can get the star now. Thank you.
Even though you're not doing
I don't know. Maybe I went AFK again. I have no idea. Maybe I got distracted. Usually when I'm recording these, I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, but I do remember that, like, I was doing minor multitasking while I was doing this. I don't remember if I was... There's no way I was editing something, but...
No.
I might have been watching something or, like, clicking upload on something. I was doing something else while I was recording this section. I don't remember what, though. Doesn't matter. I was probably uploading another video or something like that, and then it finished, and I was starting another one. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. A prankster comet?
Yeah, we're not gonna mess with any of that garbage today. The prankster comets are like they're the alternative challenges on certain levels. You go into them and it's now, okay, you have to beat it on a time limit, you have to beat it, and you can only take one hit, yada yada yada. That's just repeating content that we've already seen, because that would be us going to an old level and just doing it again but slightly differently, so.
Yeah, with an added layer or something.
Yeah, with our, you know, since we're not doing a full playthrough or anything, want to try and focus on seeing new stuff. That being said, I think I have no choice but to go to at least one of the... Well, you know, we know new courses, but I still have to go to one of the old levels still. No new levels available to us just yet. Gotta get enough stars to unlock new stuff.
Go back to the one we were just on.
This one, this one's the second time around on this one's pretty different. So it's not that I remembered that when I clicked on it. I just weighed my options and I went. And remembering that this level was kind of cool in general and hoping that we would get something good. I can't claim that I planned that one out strategically.
Sure you can. No one would be
I mean, I can, but I don't enjoy lying to the people.
Well, that's very,
I do it sometimes, but I don't enjoy it.
Oh, that's a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else I was expecting. Just didn't occur to me that that's what it was at first.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if the bombs get used a whole lot in this game. There's a lot of Mario Galaxy. It really does not... It'll introduce mechanics and ideas and then just kind of never use them again. It'll be like, okay, this is interesting. I can't wait to see this get a little bit more complicated, and then it'll just not get used. Barry Kramer, formerly of Game Grumps, he has a series of videos called How About This Game, where he just like a game criticism series that he does, and he did a pretty good video on this game talking about a lot of its problems, basically, issues with its game design. And one of them is that it's a lot of its design decisions are kind of confused, where it's like, it's not committed to being like a hard platforming course clear game, like a more traditional 2D Mario, but it's not really committed to be an open explory game like Mario 64 or Sunshine, or, though it wasn't released at the time of his video, Super Mario Odyssey. It's kind of like stuck in between, and isn't really confident in its own direction, and it tends to like come up with something interesting and then abandon it really quickly just to move on to something else. And I don't disagree with him at all. This game is not, I think, not as good as a lot of the other Mario games that are out there in terms of its raw game design and gameplay. But I still maintain, I ate that one a little bit. I still maintain what we talked about last time about the vibe of this game, especially I think for a young person. I think that when this game came out, not that young people never played Nintendo games before, obviously, and that was kind of, you know, the core audience for a while. But I think that when the Wii was a really big deal and there was another generation of kids getting into stuff like this, I think that this was a really good game to suck people in because it was so approachable, because it was so chock full of different ideas, and because it always kind of was pushing you onto a new thing, and it felt like an adventure without actually being overwhelming. Because you're always seeing new exciting stuff, but it was relatively easy to find your way to all of it, whereas Mario 64 can be a little bit inaccessible sometimes. It's not exactly a hard game, but you do have to do a little bit of detective work to find everything in it, whereas you can find everything in this game mostly through raw attrition if you really, really want to.
Yeah.
Speaking of finding things that are hidden away in this game, this is actually an optional secret star over here.
Ooh. A new planet. Well, it's
I always
small.
find it interesting when a new planet is born and then you go there and there are people living there and they talk and life forms there, including this person who's talking about their job that they do on this platform that's existed for 12 seconds. This is the ammo depot, not a garbage dump. What do people think they can just toss their trash here and it'll magically disappear? Hey, we have plenty of bombs. Maybe you could use them to blow up all this trash?
Interesting.
Gee, thanks. Cue PTSD flashbacks for anybody who has played this game and is watching this video. This section is nightmarish.
Yeah, I can kind of...
So you have to, as you can see, you have to throw these bombs around here. New ones pop out after a few seconds when you throw one.
Yeah.
They have a fuse. They have a limited blast range. You have to try and blow up all this stuff within the time limit. I don't know why this guy's concerned about the time limit. He should just be concerned about the fact that I'm taking out his trash, but
Aww.
not very appreciative. No, you gotta do it faster. As if there's always more, so come by again. There's always more. Do it faster. I just cleaned up an entire load for you.
And it's immediately redone. I like his little gear hairdo.
Yeah, these robots have an interesting design.
Yeah.
There's a big red gear that essentially forms kind of an turned up hairdo in the background. Yeah, it's an interesting design, and that's an example of. I don't think robots like that had shown up before this game, so that's an example of a new character being allowed in a Mario game.
Yeah.
Though apparently not allowed to appear in Paper Mario games because they've never shown up. I guess they were too new for Paper Mario. You're not allowed to be in Paper Mario unless you existed before 1997, I guess. No, you gotta do it faster. There's always more, so come by again later if you feel like helping.
So, do you finish this and we get to find out, oh, his little hair pops up if you jump on him. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's not secured very well, actually, which makes me think that it's probably not doing its job efficiently.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why this robot is being such an asshole. It's literally, its brain is not working properly.
I feel like after doing this a couple times, the music would really just get to the point where it's very annoying.
Oh boy, does it ever. I muted the game eventually during my sequence of doing this. Okay, come on. Explode. You can do it. Come on.
Every time if that last bomb would explode, you'd be ready. That's real
lady,
frustrating.
guy, robot, whatever you are.
NB.
I always kind of assumed when I saw these guys originally female because the hair was because of the big, kind of up hair, the style, but they are robots, so I suppose they can be whatever they want to be. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how that works. I tried to chain the explosions in some places, like try to land the bombs close to another bomb that was going to explode so that the explosions would chain. But the problem is that this is obviously not the most precise throwing system in the world. And even there, it looked like that second bomb probably should have blown up that third, but it didn't. It wasn't quite close enough. I can't imagine that big magnet stick that person is using is really all that helpful.
No.
You gotta get it off afterwards, unless you're planning on throwing the stick away, too.
Yeah.
No, you gotta do it faster.
Yeah, at first when you said QPTSD, I was like, why? That seems pretty straightforward. Now I totally understand.
I do feel like helping, Robot. You could throw one bomb. if there was one extra pair of hands in this, it would have happened an hour ago. Whatever. We don't have time for this garbage in a video that people are watching. Except that I'm not a freaking coward. We're going back in there.
Oh my gosh!
I fully quit out and then went back because I decided never mind. I can't let this beat me. I can't let this beat me on camera.
So what caused you to lose health there? Just being too close to a bomb?
Yeah, I got hit by one of the bombs.
Okay.
Which I found out later that apparently the little spots on the ground where the little gold spots that you can shoot to get coins, apparently those are handy dandy indicators of where to throw the bombs secretly. But by the time that I knew that, I had already completed the challenge, and even if I'd looked that up midway through, I would have destroyed some of them to get health back after I threw the wrong bombs. But regardless. That wasn't super duper efficient, that one, and I had to waste a whole bomb on just one piece, but that's okay. We got this.
Please, please, please blow up, blow up, blow up, blow up! Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I'm so glad it's you playing and not me.
Well, you would have just given up, and it would have been fine. I don't think you have a ton of investment in your gamer cred. I, on the other hand, have to run a YouTube channel about playing video games.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we go, finally. So I didn't want to say it before and blow the tension on any of those, but all the bombs have a 10-second fuse. So if you throw the last bomb after the 10-second counter, it's just not gonna blow up. Yeah.
That's annoying. Really help me out. And now there's no more trash.
But yeah,
I was instantly respawn.
I was fully gonna quit for the sake of making a good video, and then I said no, I can't. If I walk away, it's not a good video.
So is that enough? I didn't look at how many stars were needed to do.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think but plus also that was a real level that I was in, and then I deviated to go and do that. So we're gonna go back and do. We're gonna go back and do the act. I mean, I guess that was also a level, but you know what I mean. We loaded up an instance of Battle Rock Galaxy, and then we found what was essentially a secret, an optional star that you have to locate. Not that it's terribly hard to locate, but. Because remember when I gave up and flew back, that was me returning to the proper level.
Yeah.
Breaking into the Battle Rock.
Okay, interesting.
Breaking into the Battle Rock. We didn't get that far. Instead we cleaned up the Battle Rock's trash, apparently. We got a little distracted, but that's okay. We got another star. Which apparently is not worth anything, because apparently Grand Stars only restore a small amount of power, so I'm not sure what Rosalina is playing at with all these smaller stars.
Yes.
She just wants the number to go up. It's fine, I suppose.
You suppose. Roof, roof.
I always found that such an interesting choice.
Huh?
I said I always found that such an interesting choice, to give the chain chomps a dog's bark.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not exactly an obvious choice. I suppose there is the fact, like, they're on chains sometimes, and that's like a guard dog. But it's, I don't know. It's just that's one of the weirder choices that I've always found. Like, not bad. Like, just how did they? That's clever and it's cute and it's an interesting little character quirk. And how did they come up with it? I've always found that one interesting. So this is also a level, like I said, the layers on the music kind of change a little bit, and when we go to different spots, now obviously the theme has changed, but it's not quite what I was talking about with the Comet Observatory.
I've been reading the art book for the Avatar series and comics. And it tells a little bit about how characters got designed and things of that nature. Oof, jeez.
Yeah, I was not doing so well here, but that's okay. I got more health, so I made it. I wasted all that health to get more health, so it all added up in the end. It's fine. trying to get myself to slowly drift towards that 1-up, but the problem is that if you don't have enough momentum, you eventually
just get sucked back in somewhere.
So you have to kind of plan it, like you have to kind of slingshot your way around there, but it's all right. Sorry, you're reading the art book for Avatar: The Last Airbender.
And originally, Toph was supposed to be like a dude bro type guy, like just real like buff and everything. And then one of the artists was like, what if instead she was the girliest girl, but then kept all of the same dude bro qualities?
Yeah.
And at first the two original guys were like, no, that's dumb. And then I think the artist just said, well, I'm gonna prove you wrong, and drew it and kind of gave some stuff anyway. And then they were like, you may be onto something. And I just love the idea that Toph wasn't always the just small angry being that she is. She was originally a large angry being, and instead they decided to shove it all into small angry being.
This has kind of always been a, I don't know if this has ever been confirmed completely, but the theory is that, maybe you've seen this in the art book, I don't know. What I've read is that in the opening, the design of the Earthbender, during the water, earth, fire, air, that was going to be the Toph character, because that's the only character in the intro who never shows up in the actual show. Because the waterbender in the intro is Paku. The Earthbender, the closest visual match is the boulder. And then the Firebender is Azula, and then Air is obviously Aang. Yeah, so there's I don't know.
I may have said something, but like I don't want to go look right now and just miss everything on the video, because I do still have I haven't finished the art book yet, so I could potentially go back and try to find it, like the original designs that they had for Toph, and see how they match up, but I don't remember.
Yeah. I could, what was I going to say? I wasn't going to say I could something. I was going to say I only own a handful of art books. And a couple of them are like smaller ones that came with things. Like technically, I guess I have a small art book for The Legend of Korra that came with the Blu-ray set for Korra. Legend of Korra, that is. No such thing came with the Avatar Blu-ray set, which I own both on the DVD sets and the complete season Blu-ray set. But and then I have a couple of things that like came with games. Like there's a small art book that comes with the deluxe edition of Final Fantasy VII Remake, which was not something that I was going to buy. But it doesn't. I'm not going to go into that right now. Boom. Because I usually do not buy collector's editions for things. I don't want to wait, especially it's not something that I own yet. I'm not going to waste the money on something that I don't know that I'm going to like. But just, it doesn't matter. Circumstances conspired on FF7 Remake where me buying the deluxe edition was actually the best option, but it doesn't matter. It was fine because I wound up loving Final Fantasy VII Remake and the art book was cool. But even though it was kind of short, the only actual meaty big art books that I own a couple of Persona ones. I own the main official art book for Persona 4.
Okay.
And then a couple of years ago, I was looking at, is there anything else like this that I could buy, hypothetically? And I remember looking at Amazon for if there were any other, Persona art books, and there were a couple of Japanese, basically collections of the works of the lead artist. Basically it was, everything that he did for Atlas, the company that makes Persona, from this year to this year. And then another one like that. But they were only in Japanese and ludicrously expensive, and I was like, never mind, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the next day, there was an announcement of, oh, hey, by the way, they just released the second one of those in English, and then in addition to that, they reprinted the first one in English. They're reprinting the first one in English again.
Oh,
and they were both 30 or $40, and I was like, that's too weird. That's a coincidence. I'm gonna go ahead and buy. I'm buying both of those right now.
Yeah.
I remember them. They weren't it wasn't. I don't remember exactly what that probably wasn't right, but they weren't ludicrously expensive, and it was such a weird coincidence. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go in on these. I guess also technically I own The Sky, which is a collection of visual works stuff for Final Fantasy done by Amano. Crap, what's his name? It's the artist who did all the work, Yoshitaka Amano, something like that. He did a lot of the art for the series, like back in the day when it was still sprites and stuff, and he does the logos for all the games. It's a lot of cool artwork. I do have that one. That was the first art book that I ever actually got. But anyway, we'll have to do more Mario Galaxy next time, folks. So tune in for more fun Galaxy adventures. Aiden will be here.
I will, with my fancy new mic.
I'll be here, and hopefully if there were any problems with her audio during this episode, it'll be fixed next time.
Yeah!
Hopefully there weren't any problems at all. I keep saying that, and I'm going to jinx it, but maybe if I say it enough, the karma will reverse out. If I talk about everything going disastrously wrong, everything will work properly.
And then it'll prove you wrong, that it didn't go disastrously wrong.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. I see your logic. I hope that it works that way.